Hello, world. Welcome to a special edition of On the Air. For Area 58 Community Access Media, I am Ken Simmons and proud to be. For those of you that didn't have a chance to come to open house at the fire department, that's where we are, as you can see. We are going to bring it to you. We're going to bring you a walkthrough. We're going to show the apparatus. We're going to show you this. We're going to show you that, how they do the training. And it's all going to be hosted or co-hosted by none other than the fire chief himself, Craig Weston, a great guy and a great leader of men. I can't wait to bring you inside. It's a beautiful day out here today. I feel so good. I think it's not fair. I hope the rest of you are watching me. I love you all. I hope you're feeling half as good as I do. So, without further ado, the show that teaches, educates, and informs, I am going to take you now into the dispatch center of the brand new fire station here in Carver. It is a wonderful thing to behold. So please don't go away. Follow me, and we'll go inside right now. Okay, we're back, and we're inside the fire station. I'll show you more about that later. I just ran into a good-looking guy. I had to stop and see if he'd go on camera with me. What's your name, sir?
Ron Banaski.
Ron Banaski. What's your name?
Ryder McElroy.
Ryder McElroy. Good name.
Thanks.
You're a good-looking guy.
Thanks.
Is this your granddad?
My great-grandfather.
Your great-grandfather. Holy mackerel. Were you on the fire department here?
No.
Live in Carver all your life? No. You live here now?
No, I'm good friends with these people.
Oh, okay. What do you think of this fire station?
Absolutely fabulous.
You had a name for it off camera.
Taj Mahal.
The Taj Mahal of all fire departments. Yeah, it is beautiful.
It sure is. They just went all out, and it's great. This is one of the best fire departments on the East Coast.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm going to say even more than that. One of the best fire departments in the country.
Well, throughout the country, we're up there with them.
But this is volunteer.
This department here is one of the best.
Yeah, and they've got a great chief.
They got a great chief and great officers, and it's a wonderful place.
Ryder, what do you think? Nice looking fire department?
I think it's the best place I've ever been to.
Oh, God love you. That's a great thing to say. How old are you?
8.
Are you married?
No.
Not married, huh? Working?
Yeah.
Are you working? What do you do?
Well, I usually go fishing.
You usually go fishing. All right. Look right into that camera. I want them to see your good-looking face. Again, give me your name. Into the camera. Right into the camera.
Ryder.
Ryder McElroy.
Yep.
Nice talking to you. Good luck in life.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for talking to me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll be back with more. Don't go away. Okay, I promised you some excitement. And man, have I got it for you today. These guys just got here, as you can see in back of me. You know, the last time I saw a helicopter up this close was when I was in Korea. I'm not bragging about that. But we used to have what they call Hueys. Have you ever heard of a Huey? And way back then, that was some kind of boat. I'll tell you, we could put a lot of people in there. So I'm going to interview the captain and...
Flight nurse.
Okay, flight nurse. And so don't go away. Stick around. What's your name?
Mike Falzone.
Laura Morrell.
I'm going to get in between you. Sure. Because otherwise, you're over here. All right. You were the captain.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been flying helicopters?
About 13 years.
My God, you don't look more than 20 years old.
I don't. I did tours a while back, and that was the very first. And most frequently asked question was, how old are you? And how long have you been doing this?
I'm going to ask you a question that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with this.
Fire away.
Do you have to have a fixed wing license before you can fly?
Nope.
Or you can
Nope.
you can
Yeah,
jump
just
right
all
into a copter?
helicopters. Yeah, I was flying helicopters for many years before I ever got an airplane rating.
Oh, that's terrific. Do you fly at all?
Oh no, you don't want me flying.
You're an RN, I guess?
I am.
Okay, and this is your job on the med flight?
Yes.
What happens now if somebody gets hurt and you've landed here? What happens? You rush over, I guess, to see what you can do.
So the fire department will call us if they think they need us, and so once they think they need us, they'll call us and we'll land here. We'll still keep running, and we'll take our equipment and we'll go into the rescue. Normally the patients are met here by rescue with the fire department. And we'll go in the back and we'll assess the patient and see what they need, whether they...
So you're triage.
We're not triaging, so unless they have multiple patients, then we could triage, but it's usually just one patient. They may have multiple, and then we would triage based on the acuity.
Then you don't work in a hospital. This is where are you? Where is your headquarters? Where are you based?
Boston Med Flight has 3 headquarters. So
Okay.
right now this aircraft is based out of Plymouth Airport.
Plymouth Airport.
Yep, and then we're out of Hanscom Air Force Base
Okay.
in Bedford. And then we have another base up in Lawrence, Mass. Airport.
Wow. Are you on duty 24 hours a day?
No, thank goodness.
Are you 7 days a week? Are you on call?
It's 6 and 6. So I work 3 day shifts and then 3 night shifts. They're 12 hours a shift, and they can be extended for 14 if we're on a call.
Of course, being a civilian, as I am, and being rather an elderly age, do you realize how important you are? Do you realize how many lives this saves?
Yeah, it's definitely a worthwhile endeavor, I would say. But I'm just a regular guy, pilot, doing what I love.
He's a regular guy pilot flying a helicopter to save people. They call that a regular guy? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you any medical training?
No, none at all.
No, none at all. Okay. And you have no flight training?
No, we do some aircraft familiarization, and we know how to shut the aircraft down and things like that in case of
Okay.
emergency. But
Great.
yeah, we don't fly.
Okay. It's okay. We've got a guy. He's hurt. He needs to go to Mass General.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you put him? How does that work? Is there a stretcher area?
Yeah, so we would go over, and we have a stretcher over here. Stretcher here.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, yeah.
And, we just pull the stretcher out, just like that.
Watch out for John. Oh my gracious! Look at that. Oh, look at that.
So we take the stretcher and we bring the stretcher to the ambulance where the patient is, and we would move the patient off their stretcher onto our stretcher, and then we would roll back here and roll them in.
And is there a place for you to park at Mass General, for example?
It's on a rooftop, a rooftop helipad. Yes.
And can you park at any hospital in Boston?
Yeah.
Any of them?
Yeah, any of them.
Beth Israel?
Yeah, Beth Israel, Tufts, Boston Medical Center,
Brigham.
Brigham and Women's,
Mm-hmm.
General.
So, and we use Brigham's helipad for Boston Children's Hospital.
Yeah, do you realize how secure this makes me feel? I mean, if I get hurt, I mean, how fast can you guys get here? Couple of minutes?
Many factors, but yeah, distance would be one. We're coming from Plymouth, so it took me 5 minutes flight time to get here.
Let me throw you a curve.
Sure.
We've got a bad day. It's snowing like crazy. Somebody's hurt. They need medical attention right away. Can you fly this thing in the snow?
If it's snowing, I guess it depends on how much it's snowing, and this aircraft isn't equipped with de-icing equipment, like most airplanes are, so if there's any sort of known icing conditions, then we can't fly.
Okay. That's a shame. I hope that I get hurt in a nice summery day.
Well, that's what we always tell the patients when we come to get them with the helicopter. Well, you picked a good day.
Let me ask your name one more time.
Mike Falzone.
Mike Falzone.
Laura Morrow.
Mara. Thank you so very much for talking to me and going to all this trouble for me. And this guy here will be looking for a ride a little later on.
Sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we'll see if we can make it happen.
Thank you so much. How about that, you people sitting at home? I'm doing all the work for you. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. It makes me feel so good. I know you're here to see the fire station. We're going to show you that. But when I saw this beautiful, beautiful, it looks like they just washed it. It's just gorgeous. And the interior, as you can see, is clean as a whistle. It looks almost sanitary. It can't be, but it sure as heck looks it. I got to thank these people for what they do. They don't get enough money. They don't get enough money for what they do, unless you can place a value on a human life. Okay, we're back again. I told you I was coming back, so you don't want to go away. Don't go away for a second. We're going to talk to a lovely young lady. What's your name?
Glenda Harriman,
And Glenda Harriman. Any relation to the former chief?
my husband.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, for God's sake. And what a small world.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. And you lived in Carver a long time, I guess.
Yes,
And now you're the, what, part-time dispatcher? Or?
correct.
Yeah, how do you like the new station?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Isn't it incredible?
It really is. It's light, it's airy, we can see outside.
Oh, we just took a stroll back there where all the equipment is. And I'm not gonna say anything because we're gonna come back after the festivities are over and do a show and the whole thing here.
Oh.
And I don't wanna tell the people too much about it, but if you don't stand by your TV sets to see this gorgeous fire department that you people put up, I can't tell you what to do. How long have you been a dispatcher?
Well, actually, I retired from Plymouth Police as a dispatcher, and I've been here for 12 and a half years.
So the Harriman family is kind of into public safety, aren't
Yes, yes, we are.
they? That's a great heritage.
Yes.
How long have you lived in Carver? All your life?
45 years.
Oh, well, you're not 45 years old.
It's a little bit more than that.
How do you enjoy your job here?
I love it. I love it.
You know, I've done a few fire department interviews in my lifetime. It's 40 years on television. And I gotta say that this fire department is one of the best I've ever seen. Anyways. And
First class.
first class doesn't even cover it. The chief is out of this world.
Unbelievable.
He's committed. All the guys are so nice and so committed. I just feel safe living here.
There's not one bad thing to say about it. The personnel is out of this world.
They really are.
All of my bosses are, the chief and both deputies are incredible. Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got to answer the phone
Carver
because
Fire Department?
she's dispatcher here and she's going to take in calls. One of
Sure.
them
Number?
might be a fire, emergency, whatever. So let's
Okay,
just be
you're
a
all
little
set.
bit patient.
Thanks.
Okay, I won't bother you too much. This is a busy place, I know
Yeah,
that.
everybody's calling in to burn today.
Yeah, when do you get off?
4:30.
4:30. So you got a long ways to go.
Yes.
There's a lot of festivities going on.
Yes, definitely. There's tours that are going to be going through.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you.
And we'll be back probably and see you a little later.
Enjoy our station.
Oh, all right. Enjoy it. It's
Okay.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Okay, I told
Thank
you
you.
we're going to have some interesting people. We got a lot more coming up, so don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back again. As I told you, if you go away, you're going to miss a lot. So don't go away. Your name, Steve?
Paula Hart.
And you live here in Carver.
Yes,
What do you think of this fire
it's
station?
beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, I've only seen this section. I haven't been inside yet, but so far it's beautiful.
Now, between you and me, and the 5,000 or 10,000 people that are watching, you're a taxpayer.
Yes.
How about the money that costs you?
I think it's worth it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you
Fire
more.
department deserves it.
You know why? Because this is a great fire department.
Yeah,
We've got a great chief.
yeah,
And the firefighters are the greatest I've ever seen.
yeah. They are.
I love each and every one of them.
Excuse me.
They're fantastic. Do you work?
No,
Just a housekeeper? Your husband
I'm
saying,
retired.
from what?
UPS.
UPS. Were you driving?
No, I work in the office.
Thank you so much for talking to me, and have a happy Easter, by the way.
Yes, you too.
Thank you so much. All right. I told you we were going to talk to some nice people. I'll be right back. We're going to take a tour now because with no people in front of us, I don't have to be impolite by pushing somebody out of the way, or nobody goes by the camera. And I told you we're going to try and get the chief to work with us, and guess what? We succeeded. The chief is here. I'm going to introduce you to him now. You already know him, but let me introduce you. That's the thing I do. Craig,
Ken,
how are you?
good to see you.
Good to see you. This fire station, I am so impressed. It's unbelievable. incredible. And you're gonna take us on a little bit of a tour?
Sure, we can go to a few areas in the building and
Okay, great.
kind of explain what the logic was and how much work we put into the design and so forth, so.
I gotta tell you something, you're gonna get a kick out of this. Because there's been a lot of comments that I'm not gonna relay to you on
Yeah,
the air.
yeah.
But one of the comments I got was, gee, I went upstairs and there's a bedroom up there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a call fire department. Why do we need bedrooms for call fire department?
Well, your fire department is on duty all the time. And during winter storms, significant events, weather events, firefighters sleep at the stations during those storms for days on end. And, you know, they need a place to sleep too. And when they're not responding to a call. So that's what the bedrooms are for, is when we do staff the stations, which does happen periodically throughout the year, and no one would know it. But in order to maintain the safety in the town, we make sure we're covered all the time. And
That is a great answer. So there you are. Those of you people that asked me that question, and I got that at the coffee shop just this morning. There's your answer right there. That's a doggone good answer too. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna repeat this a couple of times. I've heard the comment, don't you think the fire station is a bit of overkill? If it were a paid fire department, I might agree with you. I might. But remember, this is a call fire department. I can tell you what it cost us as taxpayers here. I'm not going to. And I could compare it to another town not too far from here. I'm not going to. You do that for yourself. But I feel that anybody in the public safety, like the fire department, like the police station, they deserve the best we got. Because you know what? They protect us. They go in harm's way to protect us. Why would you deny them anything? Oh, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But we can well afford this. And that's a subject for a whole other show. Let's take a little tour, Chief.
Sure, so right now you're in our lobby of our fire station, and, you know, we wanted to, in the design, we're very passionate about remembering the firefighters and the people that supported us, and, you know, brought this to us. So our lobby is designed with a lot of artifacts from the fire department that we can display and kind of humble ourselves and our new firefighters when they come in. So they see the past. They see from a leather coat that was the first assigned to first Carver firefighters in the 50s to what we wear for uniforms now, to group pictures of the entire department that we have, that we take every so many years so you can see how the department's grown and changed, to behind me is a timeline wall that illustrates the department from 1910 all the way to the present day, and it shows the chiefs during that time period, and also any warrant articles that were approved at town meeting, equipment, you know, any types of things for the fire department we display on the wall. So we see where we've come from. And it's very humbling to us to look in and go, hey, this is when we had a one-bay fire station, and this is what we have now, and this is how the fire equipment was this size, a lot smaller, and this is how it is now, a lot bigger. So it really puts it in perspective for us. So it's very passionate. We wanted this area for the public to see and for our own firefighters to see.
Let me ask you a question while it comes to my mind. If a citizen wanted to come in here and just look around, is that permissible?
No, we're a very open door department. We're open 8:30 to 4:30, 7 days a week, and when they come in the dispatch, we'll let them into this lobby area, and they can look at all the the display cases and the timeline wall and everything in this area. The rest of the station is closed for fire personnel and administrative areas, but we don't turn anyone away when we're here.
Okay.
Anyone who walks in, we obviously give them a full-blown tour and let them see what's
I
going
want
on.
to make something clear. You said the station was open from 8 to 4:30.
8:30 to 4:30.
8:30 to 4, but it's actually open 24 hours a day.
Yes, that's to the public.
Okay, okay.
To the public for any dispatch concerns, burning permits, inspections, it's 8:30 to 4:30, 7 days a week. Obviously, we're a 24-hour system. We're ready for a call any time of day, 365 days a year. So just because you don't see people in the parking lot or maybe in the lobby area doesn't mean that people aren't in the facility or
Chief,
going to be with
I
us.
know better. I know what kind of a fire department we've got here. And this is, I've done a few works with various fire departments around the country, around the state, I should
Yep.
say. And man, you do one heck of a job. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Are you open to groups, supposing a group of like Boy Scouts wanting to come
Sure,
here?
we do that regularly. Just last week, we did Captain Pal tours for the daycares. Every year, we annually go out to a lot of the daycares in the town. We had the second grade here the week before that. So there's always tours coming through, and we did that even before this building. That's something we do to the community. Anytime we can teach fire safety, that's what we want to do.
What a great idea that is. Okay, can we move on?
Sure.
All right. We're headed for what?
In here is our training room. So this room serves as where we train all our new firefighters, and also serves as our meeting room for the whole entire department. Our department is 3 fire stations, which right now is between 75 and 80 firefighters.
Wow.
So
Wow, that's great.
in order to do that and keep a call system going, you have to meet regularly, which we do. And you have to get those groups from those 3 stations to interact with each other. You want them to interact with each other before they go on a call, so we all know each other, we're all comfortable with each other, we all know each other's skills. So this room serves as where we have our larger meetings, our larger training sessions. We just graduated 10 new firefighters from the department.
Really?
They started in February, training in this room, and they graduated at the end of April, just last week.
When you say graduated, you don't mean the fire academy?
Yes, so we run our own fire academy here. We have over 30 certified mass and fire instructors on our department.
So they don't have to go to Stowe?
Nope, they come here. We do all the training in-house by our own instructors. And they graduate, like I said, at the end of April. And once they graduate, they go to their respective stations, which is either stations 1, 2, or 3. And they spend 90 days doing station training, learning their own apparatus in those stations. And then the academy comes in and fully certifies them with a firefighter 1-2 exam. So we're fortunate enough, we've always been fortunate enough to have a large number of fire instructors, and now in the combination of our training building, a modern training room, we can just do so much more. So it's been a huge...
Have you always wanted to be a firefighter? Even when you were a little kid?
Firefighting's been in my family for a few generations.
Has it really?
And through my grandfather was a chief, his father was a firefighter.
I didn't know that.
My father was a lieutenant, my cousins have been officers, my uncle was a deputy. So I've been around it my whole life, passion, when you want to just help people, that's just what you do.
Do you have any female firefighters?
Yes, currently we have 3 female firefighters, 1 in each fire station. They're awesome. They're awesome.
Okay, that's a good word. That's as good a word as I can think of. This is a beautiful training room. I hope you get some good shots of this because it's absolutely out of this world. And you could, this wouldn't be open for other public meetings,
Well,
would it?
it is open for like Board of Selectmen meetings.
Oh, really?
Other town official meetings. The Capital Outlay Committee has met here once. We had the Community Preservation Committee meeting here one time. So we would honor those requests, no problem at all. But normally it's used just for firefighter activities, training, meeting, functions. We do have suppers here, dinners. So it's a nice room. We can set it up in a million different ways. We just had a supper for all 3 stations about a month ago, and that was almost 100 people.
Oh,
So
that's
we
great.
fit a lot of people in here.
That's terrific. That's terrific. I don't know what to say. I'm just overwhelmed. It's just so beautiful. I mean, you've got everything you need here.
Well, we tried to make the whole facility warm and friendly. That doesn't happen in every new fire station by any means, but that necessarily doesn't cost money. You just have to think about it in your design.
Yeah.
You paint a wall of 2 different colors, it gives her a warmer effect than just one color.
Right,
You know,
absolutely.
you try to stain the wood rather than just paint the wood. Well, it makes it a little more friendly. So we spent a lot of time. My wife was very involved in the process with the interior design, and we had a great architect. So again, we wanted people to walk in and be, feel warm and inviting, and the same thing for our firefighters. When they feel invited, they'll be here. And anytime a firefighter is just here, even if it's just to socialize, is a firefighter that's available for a call and can be on a piece of apparatus in seconds. And no one's paying them to do that. So it's a win-win benefit that if they're here using a fitness room, or they're here using a computer, or they're here doing some training on a computer, if they're available for a call and at no cost to the town. So anytime you can have 5, 6 people just hanging around the station because they really want to be here with a call system, that's huge.
I'm smiling as you're talking because I can't believe what a great fire department this is for a call fire department. It's just, It's just phenomenal. I have to give the credit to you.
Well, no, it's not me. We have a great team of officers and firefighters.
God bless you for saying that.
And the decisions that we make are based on trying to maintain a call system. There's many fire departments that base their decisions on trying to become either a career department or change the way they do things, which is fine for that community. Every community is different. We've chosen that we believe in a call system, so we base our decisions on maintaining a call system. And that's a whole different attitude, and that's, I think, why we're successful is, even though I'm full-time and the deputy and the assistant deputy are full-time, we consider ourselves more administrators to ensuring that the call system's gonna be maintained here. Because it is a large task of trying to maintain 80 personnel and making sure all stay certified, we all march to the same beat.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work that goes into that, but I think that's what we wanna do.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta explain something to you. You're sitting at home, you may hear voices in the background. That's not your TV set. The chief is on duty, as you're well aware, and he's wearing a radio so that he can get any calls that might come in. And we've turned it down as low as we can, but in the interest of public safety, he needs to know what's going on. So I'm sure you understand. I just want to explain that. You get up and look at your TV set like there's something wrong with it. Okay, the training room, thank you very much. Where's the next room?
We will take you into our dispatch center.
All right, dispatch, yes, I love dispatch. Here we are in the dispatch room, and I'm fascinated with this because I'm fascinated with communications, and that's definitely what this is.
So we're in our fire dispatch center. This is dispatcher Matt Barrington, who works with us every day of the week. And,
I'll say hi to you in a little bit.
Sure. We also have 10 part-time dispatchers that...
10 part-time?
Yes, in order to keep this dispatch center functional 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, we maintain one full-time dispatcher, which is Matt, and 10 part-time dispatchers that are very dedicated and here to work with the public whenever they come in.
Can I correct you just a minute? You said 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. You mean 24 hours a day?
Right, this center here is open 8 hours a day, and after 4:30 in the afternoon, it transfers over to the police department, where they handle the calls, police, fire, and EMS from that point on.
During the day now, like right now, for
Yep.
example, it's what, almost 11 o'clock?
Sure.
Would you get a 911 call? Would that come here? How does that work?
So the 911 calls come into the Public Safety Dispatch Center, which is located in the police station. And any time during the day, if they mention the word fire, that dispatch 911 call is transferred over here to Matt. Matt would pick up that call and finish answering that call and then dispatch the fire department. It's very key to this town. We have so technically there are two dispatchers on during the daytime. One that's currently working in the Public Safety Center that's doing EMS and police and DPW right now, and Matt concentrates on fire. The key to that is when you get a large incident or an incident involving multiple agencies, police, fire, EMS, whatever, it's a lot of radio traffic, there's a lot of information to process. So during the daytime, which tends to be the busiest time for emergencies, we maintain two dispatchers. One just strictly does fire, and one will do police, fire, EMS, and DPW. Matt also answers, we don't have an administrative assistant or anything, receptionist to meet the public and answer questions. So Matt acts as that capacity too. So anyone who comes in for a burning permit, wants to do an inspection on a building, a question about something in town, they first meet Matt, and Matt becomes our liaison to them and answers all their questions, gives them the information they need, and at the same time, Matt is his primary focus is dispatching.
So is he full-time?
Correct, yep. So this, I don't know if you want to come around with the camera, we can show you some of the screens.
Yeah,
and,
that's a great idea.
I'll show you what Matt's doing here. So Matt is got multiple screens in front of him, and there's multiple screens above the dispatch center that showcasing some different operations that's going on. So the main console right in the middle, if you can point to that, Matt, right where the radio is, that's how we communicate throughout town, and that's our radio frequencies for police, fire, EMS, DPW, Plymouth County Mutual Aid System. So that's how we're talking to different apparatus. Below that is Matt's phone system for anytime we have to get a hold of either a company officer, or, a state hazmat team, or, building official. Matt, could you explain the screens you have on that computer to the right?
On this computer, we use a couple of programs. One of them runs the log, so your daily log of any fire incidents. anything that I would dispatch for the officers as well. This one is our GPS location, which uses
This one right here.
yep, it uses a combination of Google Maps and it pinpoints all of our apparatus on actual Google Maps, so I would be able to locate any of them wherever they are any time of the day.
How long have you been doing this, Matt?
I've been full-time here since February, but I've been doing it part-time for about 3 years.
3 years. Enjoy it?
I absolutely do.
Are you a trained firefighter as well?
I am.
You are.
Yep.
And you're not call. This is a full-time job for you.
The dispatch is full-time, but the firefighting is still call.
So, in other words, when you're not dispatching, you may be called to a fire.
Absolutely.
God bless you. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. That's just unbelievable. You know, they have multiple jobs.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the best of both worlds. You enjoy firefighting,
I do.
or do you enjoy this?
I enjoy both.
You enjoy both.
Yeah.
If I were young again, I'd want to be a dispatcher.
Yeah,
That's an important job.
it is.
How long would it take? Excuse me. Thank you for talking.
No problem.
How long would it take? This is a bad question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want. A call comes in. There's a fire at 24 D Hill Lane.
Sure.
I'm giving you that because that's my son's place.
Okay.
Anyway, how long would it take you from the time you get the message here to get an apparatus down there?
So we track our apparatus, that's one of the things we do. Right now, we average 5.9 minutes. From the minute that Matt or the public safety dispatcher takes the 911 call, the clock starts ticking until the first apparatus arrives on scene. So we're averaging 5.9 minutes throughout town. We've stayed right in that area for the last 10 years or so. That is why we have 3 fire stations and why we have 80 firefighters. Carver is 40 square miles, which is a very big town in Massachusetts.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
And so it's 10 miles long by about 4 miles wide. So, it takes a while to get places, is why we have 3 fire stations.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of that average.
I would think so.
We can have a firefighter, every firefighter, we have a dot on a map in town where every firefighter lives. All our firefighters live within the community. If the incident is within a half a mile of where they live, they go directly to the incident.
Oh.
Where other firefighters go to the station for apparatus.
Now, excuse me, can I interrupt you just a
Sure.
minute? If a guy lives a half a mile away from the fire, he goes directly to it, as you just said, does he have equipment?
Yeah, so every firefighter is issued their own equipment. And what that does is they get on scene and we have a term called command. If they have a radio, they can take command and they can do a size up of the incident. But more importantly, they immediately help the homeowner who's on scene. They can find out what's going on, evacuate the house, turn off any utilities, gas, electric. If they can mitigate the problem, they will. And when that first apparatus arrives on scene, they're already giving the officer of the apparatus what's going on. So when our firefighters get off that truck, they're going strictly to work and don't necessarily have to do another complete size up of the incident. So we can have a firefighter on scene within, I think we're averaging about 3.7 minutes right now.
Gee, that's incredible.
And then our apparatus is 5.9. So, we work hard to maintain that average, and a lot of what Matt does here. That's why we track our apparatus via GPS. We have a paging system where every firefighter gets an announcement on a radio of the incident. We also have, Matt can show you, I am responding, which is a screen that Matt will put up. So when a call goes out, this screen over here, Matt, if he actually hits a button on his phone, he can add his name to that screen. So when the tone goes out, Matt issues a tone, every firefighter will hear it. Every firefighter does as Matt's doing. They go to an app on their phone, they hit a button, and within about 10 seconds you will look at that screen, and there's also another screen up above us. They're the same screens. Matt's name will pop up on that screen along with any firefighters that are going to that call.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
So as you look, see Matt's name popped up on the screen. It says that he's responding to station 2.
Yeah.
So we would have a list of, anywhere from, 20, 30 firefighters coming up on that list. So Matt knows as a dispatcher that we have an adequate number of firefighters going to station 2 or going to station 1 or station 3. Our GPS program tells us when the apparatus was started, so we know the truck is getting ready to respond. And then he's manning the radio, any transmissions gives the address, gives our water supplies, Matt, if you switch that screen to...
He's an important guy here.
That's very important. If he switches that screen to where our apparatus is, if he goes...
You want?
This one?
Mike, can you send a note
if
to
you go
DPW?
to toggle dashboard, right there. So when Matt switches that screen, in all our apparatus, this screen switches. And what it does, it shows us where all our water supplies are located. It's this one down here. So the last call we went on was what, Matt? It was Plymouth Street?
Yep.
So that shows us the route we take. Every fire apparatus gets this map.
The route, now that's the blue line?
The blue line, yeah.
Okay.
So that shows us the route on how to get there. The symbols that you're seeing, they look like water droplets.
Yes.
Those are water supplies that we've marked as a fire department.
Wow.
That shows us where we can get water,
Oh, my goodness.
because there aren't many hydrants in the town of Carver,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
There's-
yeah.
So we have to go to what we call drafting supplies. So the firefighter or the officer gets in the apparatus, they immediately get the directions in front of them on an iPad. They know what the water supply is. And then on this map here beside Matt, these little green symbols are all water supplies within the town of Carver. You know, an effort was made quite a while back, about 7 years ago. We marked all our water supplies with numbers. And so we all know they're proven water supplies where we can get water. And again, they're on maps and all the apparatus. So we know where the closest one is if we need to get water for
Wow.
something.
Shouldn't there be more hydrants in the town?
Well, you know, until you have an adequate water system, it's not
Yeah.
even, you can't even talk about it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So again, Matt does a great job for us.
Yes, Matt, thank you very much for talking to us,
problem.
and continue with doing a good job, because I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to fires. I'm so afraid of fires. You know, I live in a mobile home,
Yep.
and somebody told me before I moved in, before I bought it, they told me in the village that if you have a fire, the expectancy is 3 minutes before it's totally demolished. Do you agree with that?
Not
They're not
necessarily.
made out of sheetrock, they're made out of
Yeah.
wood, you know.
Every fire is different. It always depends on the location of the fire and the conditions, whether windows are open, closed. So, I mean, and we're proud of being very aggressive and saving lives.
Well,
So,
Now,
Fire
when,
department?
when you became a firefighter,
Good.
yeah.
if you can remember back, that's a lot of years ago, I'm not kidding, I'm not kidding. Where did you get your training?
Right here on the department.
So they were training even
What's gonna
then?
be the address?
Nobody went to Stowe?
No, we occasionally do go to Stowe. We still occasionally go to Stowe. I mean, there's some things in Stowe that can only be done in Stowe.
And when are you
Stowe has a great
closing?
natural gas course. You know, we do some certifications up at Stowe.
Okay.
But anytime we can keep our firefighters in town training,
Yep.
they're available for a call while they're training.
Yep, absolutely.
And we're
I
doing
could do one
realistic
day at 11
scenarios
a.m.
right here at our station where other towns can't do. It's just a huge advantage.
Yeah, I
Anytime a
could do like
firefighter can
11:30.
practice with the jaws of life, cut up a car 5,
Okay.
10 times, or practice a building fire
What's
scenario,
what's your last name?
you know, they're so much better when it comes to the real thing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. You know, we're talking for your edification, we're talking about Stowe, Massachusetts. There's a fire academy there. It has a great name, it's got a great reputation.
Absolutely.
They
What's your
do a
first
great
name?
job. And I did a show, and what they made me do
And a
then
good-
was to
good
do what the
contact
firefighter was doing. And of course, my age was a hindrance, but I don't know how they did it. At the end of the day, they were like putting out a fire, and they crawled through some of, I can't begin to describe to you the smoke-filled
$25.
rooms
It's
and
made payable
the
to the town
sweat
of Carver
and the
Firestation.
hoses and it was just, and they weigh 40 pounds of equipment.
No problem.
And they put all that on me. And at the end of all that, after 4 or 5 hours of hard, back-breaking, dangerous work, you know what they had to do? They had to put all the hoses away. They had to polish everything up. That's a hard, risky job that they do for you and me and ours. They deserve all the respect you can afford them.
How about that? Did I tell you? I don't make promises I can't keep. That dispatch center is just out of this world. They know exactly where every piece of equipment is, or is going to be, or needs to be. Nothing worse than getting an address, and it's the wrong address, and they go to the wrong place, and the fire is burning out of control. That's not going to happen here, because they've got a great dispatcher. The dispatch is open. From what they tell me, I think you already know this, it's 24 hours a day, and they know exactly what's going to happen. So, I just wanted to show you that. I hope you enjoyed it, because we sure as heck enjoyed bringing it to you. If there's anything I love, it's anything to do with communications, as you probably can tell. So, look, I'll be talking to you a little later. Don't go away, because I'm coming back. In the meantime, goodbye and God bless.